Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app. I'm Brianna Rittman, where today we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. And today we are discussing a certification earned by the town of Normal, then why ice baths are becoming more popular. Our first story of the day, the town of Normal has received a high praise from a national nonprofit, the third city in Illinois to do so. WMBD's Austin Feeman joins us from the Twin Cities newsroom to go over what this means for the town. So Austin, what is this certification?
Yeah, thank you, Brianna. So this certification comes from, like you said, a nonprofit called Results for America, which awarded them the Bloomberg Philanthropies, excuse me, that's a little hard word to say, but the award's called What Works Cities, and they received the silver certification. Now, there's also different levels of this certification. There's a gold one and a platinum version that cities can also earn, but like you said, only 2 other cities have ever received this honor or this certification in Illinois, and those cities would be Chicago and Evanston. So it's a pretty big deal that the town of Normal has received this. Now, basically what they received this for is it's for the use of data in their decision making or to make informed decisions about changes that they need to make in the town or city. For example, something that they have used data for to make an informed decision is for, say, the Quick Build pedestrian safety projects that they've done in collaboration with Illinois State University. They are taking info and data from the community, listening to what they have to say to make decisions on whether or not they're going to keep these projects or make them permanent or take them away.
Okay, now what does it mean for the town to receive this certification?
Yeah, so it really means that the town is listening to the people in their community. They are taking, like I said earlier, they're taking the data from these people in the community. They're taking their feedback, and they're looking at what it all means and making an informed decision based on that feedback. They're really just looking on how to improve things within the community. Another example that Pamela Reese, the city manager, shared with me is that their Museums for All program with the Children's Discovery Museum, it wasn't really reaching the audience they were hoping it would reach. So they went back, they looked at the data, and they made a decision to make the program more available for lower income families. That way they can also experience museums. And that way it's actually reaching their intended audience, which was those low income families. So it's really It's a really high honor for the town. Pamela Reese called it an elite group. So they are very proud of this honor and very excited to be receiving it.
Congratulations to the staff at the town of Normal. Thank you, Austin, for taking time to share that with us today. Now let's check this out. The iconic snack cake flavors you've loved forever are back and cooler than ever with new Little Debbie ice cream sandwiches. Rolling out at an ice cream aisle near you, Little Debbie ice cream sandwiches are available in 2 iconic flavors. Oatmeal cream pies, of course, vanilla cream flavored ice cream sandwich between oatmeal cookies, and then Cosmic Brownies brownie flavored ice cream sandwich between fudge brownies with rainbow. Of course, those are actually my two of my favorite Little Debbie snacks. I don't eat them a lot, but if I had to, oatmeal pies, my dad loves them. That's why I've eaten them. And then the Cosmic, and then let's see, honey buns. I used to eat the honey buns a lot when I was younger. But that's all the time we have on this segment. We're about to go on a break right now. Don't go anywhere. We are talking about a way to cool off, which is better for your health. We got the story up next. Welcome back. If you missed kicking off the new year with a polar bear plunge, you can still get in on the growing trend of cold plunges. Many wellness facilities and gyms are adding this feature, said to help with inflammation after a workout and even improve mental clarity. Christian Benavides goes for a dip.
This winter in Miami, it's freezing. Customers at the ice room slide into the tub, lowering into water as cold as 36 degrees for about 2 minutes on purpose.
My body is going through a lot of high impact movements.
Competitive athlete Kevin Arellano added a cold plunge to his fitness recovery regimen about 6 months ago and says the benefits are instant.
Immediately when I come out, I feel relaxed, I feel energized, I feel refreshed, mentally clear.
Director of Operations Kathy Orjuela says plunging is getting more and more popular.
Wellness is not something that you do anymore when something goes wrong. It's something that people are building into their daily routines.
It's not necessarily my daily routine.
Whoa, wow.
It took a few tries to finally get in.
If the tub is too much to consider right now, you can test the waters in the privacy of your own home. Experts say end your daily shower standing under 30 to 60 seconds of cold running water.
I think it's always important to weigh the risk benefit and to really understand what the risk is for you as an individual.
Physical medicine and rehabilitation specialist Dr. Craig Van Dien says the activity is not recommended for people with heart or lung conditions, but
most of the evidence that's out there today supports cold plunging for recovery after exercise, so particularly your high intensity exercise.
Arellano's regimen here includes compression therapy, an infrared sauna, and finally, the cold plunge.
You could be somebody that's dealing with mental stress, physical stress. Cold plunging, in a way, helps you overcome that.
He says getting cold feet never felt so good. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
I have only ever seen that with athletes, and earlier on the morning brunch, Nathan and I were talking about saunas, and I think I would prefer saunas over cold plunges. I saw that man did both, but I'm from the South, so heat all day for me. Now listen to this, a mascot for the upcoming Chinese New Year, a horse is going viral thanks to a mistake. A woman bought a plush horse toy from China's famed World Supermarket, but she noticed it was frowning instead of smiling because of a manufacturing mix-up. She shared it online, and now people are lining up to get the sad horse. There we go. Lining up to get the sad horse instead of a happy one. The factory that makes them is now producing 15,000 a day and is still struggling to keep up with the demand. So now they have to make two? Wow. Sometimes mistakes like potato chips, become your greatest invention. And check this out. If you like to spice up your relationship, try getting an airport divorce and enjoy your separate routines before reuniting on the plane. The idea is that you each get some me time. One person might do some shopping while the other hangs out at the bar or just wanders through the airport. You could even get a head start on your airport divorce by traveling there separately, which is especially helpful if one person likes to get there extra early while the other does not. People who have tried it say it makes travel less stressful. I don't know why that's called airport divorce. Like, you just plan out your trip and plan what works for y'all. I thought that was something theatrical, like maybe you got sympathy drinks or something at the bar because you were going through a breakup at the airport. But anyway, check this out. Speaking of traveling, it's the new year. Time to start thinking about where to take a trip in the future. How about this? How about booking a hotel on the moon? The company Galactic Resource Utilization Space is now taking deposits for future hotel reservations on the moon. That down payment will cost you between $250,000 to $1 million. If everything went to plan, the first inflatable structure would be ready in 2032. And in the future, there would be a more sophisticated building built with bricks from the moon. We already saw what happened with people going the opposite direction into the water. I don't think going into space that way is a good idea either. Now, when we come back, we got one more story for you. When we return on Beyond the Headlines, we see two Chicago pups gearing up for the Puppy Bowl. Welcome back. While we inch closer to the Super Bowl, puppies are getting ready for their big show. Jenna Barnes shows us how a pair of Chicago pups are preparing for the Puppy Bowl.
I'm Jenna Barnes in Chicago, where we are meeting two of the stars of this year's Puppy Bowl. Brother and sister Vernon and Susie may be tugging on the same toy, but they're pros at sharing the spotlight. In just a few weeks, these two 7-month-old pups will star together in Puppy Bowl 22.
And we just submit some of our cutest pups and hope that we make it in.
Allie Rooney says One Tail at a Time Rescue's entries have made it into every Puppy Bowl competition since 2017. This year's matchup was filmed in upstate New York back in October when Vernon and Susie were just 3 months old.
The pups get to stay at an Airbnb nearby, which they really loved.
The Puppy Bowl entails a fierce face-off between Team Rough and Team Fluff, fighting for the Lombardi Trophy. Vernon and Susie play on opposite teams, and their work schedules were grueling.
They start at 8 a.m., they end up wrapping at 8 p.m.
That called for sneaking naps backstage. Puppy Bowl 22, which will air on Animal Planet and Discovery, features 150 dogs from 72 shelters across the country, a new record, with the goal of raising awareness about rescue pets. Rooney says this year has been especially tough for shelters.
I mean, we're seeing, a lot of owner surrenders. I think we're just in general, it's a really difficult time for a lot of people, financially especially. And so the shelters are just at capacity kind of everywhere across the board. And we're really struggling to keep up with the flow of dogs coming in through the doors.
Good job.
Vernon and Susie came to One Tail at a Time from Arkansas. They've both been adopted but remain neighbors and still have playdates together. As for who gains the upper paw,
My lips are sealed. I can't reveal any secrets. You'll just have to tune in on February 8th to see who wins.
reporting in Chicago, I'm Jenna Barnes.
We don't have a Puppy Bowl, and until the Puppy Bowl airs, we do have Pet of the Week with our wonderful meteorologist, Molly Naslin. So check it out tomorrow morning on WMVD This Morning. Now, for popcorn lovers, one of the largest and most influential theatrical exhibition companies in the world, Cinemark, is building on last year's viral National Popcorn Day event by teaming up with Lowe's for a 2-day Bring Your Own Bucket celebration on January 18th and 19th, which is National Popcorn Day, inviting guests to bring in their own container to fill with up to 400 ounces of popcorn for just $5. I love that for all of you that are popcorn lovers. I am definitely a movie theater popcorn lover. I'm glad stores started selling, already popped, and they have that flavor. I had friends that worked at movie theaters in college that said people will come up and be like, I don't want to watch a movie. I actually just want to buy the popcorn and go home. Now, today is January 14th. In case you forgot, I probably asked several times today, what's today's date? But anyway, let's take a look at what happened on today's date throughout history.
Today is January 14th. Grab your furry friends and get creative on this National Dress Up Your Pet Day. Do you remember when Marilyn Monroe married Joe DiMaggio at City Hall in San Francisco on this day back in 1954? And Jacqueline Kennedy made her first public appearance on television after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. The Foo Fighters lead singer Dave Grohl was born. A very happy 57th birthday. And Diana Ross and the Supremes performed their final concert before Ross embarked on her solo career. The Miami Dolphins won Super Bowl VII to cap the NFL's only perfect season. In 2013, Mike Pence was sworn in as the 50th governor of Indiana.
Ken Jennings, you are the champion.
And in 2020, the game show Jeopardy! Greatest of All Time tournament was won by Ken Jennings.
Some great women featured in today's history. And then shout out to Ken Jennings, because now we see him hosting it. I remember when I was a kid watching him on his however many days streak that was. I remember watching that because I was nerdy. I used to watch Jeopardy for fun. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.